Hello again, everyone. I thought I'd make a really quick, easy use-up card today. This bit of twinkly, glittery card, I've just taken a little piece out of this. I did a 90th birthday card the other day. So I've cut out a little angel. This is one of Alexandra Renke's. I've got the bigger one of this, which was sent to me by my friend in France. But I thought all I would do is I've cut another one of it through a piece of black double-sided foam sheet, just to give it a bit more, substance, like that. And I thought I'd put it in a tiny little thin resin frame. This one was, the tail end of the pour, I think, and there's not a lot there. So that's all I thought I would do. Just pop that, colour this gold, have it on the card, and have the little cherub in the middle. There's a heart there that he can be blowing. So that's all I'm going to do. So I've got some black gesso and some mica powder, some gilding gum, and we'll see how quickly we can get this done. So to start with, I'm going to paint this with black gesso. In the ordinary way, I would normally leave it to dry naturally, but because I want to be quick, I think I'll just dry it with my heat tool. So I'm just going to cover the whole of the resin, with the black gesso. At the moment, the resin is kind of shiny, a bit smooth, and wouldn't be, susceptible to accepting colour. The gesso just gives it a key to grab the colour. So I'll quickly go and make every surface covered in gesso. Should have put a glove on in the first place. I think that's completely covered now. So I'm just going to dry it off with my heat tool. If the gesso is not completely dry, then when you start to try and put some mica onto it, it will just muddy the colour and, you won't get the shine. So you do need to make sure that the gesso is completely dry. Okay. And it is. So now I'm going to mix a little gilding gum with some mica. This is just regular cheap mica, nothing special. The first colour I'm going to use is red. Often when picture framers framed those lovely ornate gilt frames, they would start with a layer of, is it iron oxide or something? Not absolutely sure. Let's use one of these. Just mix in the mica with the gilding gum. Make sure all of the powder is absorbed. Right, I'm just going to go all over everything. I'm not going to worry too much if there's odd bits of black showing. That will be absolutely fine. It'll all add to the authenticity of the look of the aged or distressed frame. So there we are. First layer. I'm hoping that when this is finished, it will look kind of quite grand, this particular frame. Don't need much else in the card, really, but it is, as you can see, it is really quite thin. Okay. Right, there's our red. Pop that in the water. Wipe this away. I might leave that there in case I just want to put the odd dab of red here or there. Okay, next colour. Drop of gilding gum and the darker of my two golds. Okay, different brush, mix in. Oh, look at this, isn't it lovely? So rich, beautiful colour. Okay. This one I'm being, you know, a little perfunctory, just going over. Don't mind if bits of red show through. Bits of black. Now, before I put the top one on, I want to make sure that this one is dry, because if I don't, then it'll just be a mixture. This one will mix with the lighter one, and you won't see different shades, you just see a new one. There we go. So I will just dry this off again with my heat tool. Another daub of gilding gum, beg its pardon. And now the lighter of the two golds. There we go. One more brush here. This is more of a yellow gold, the other one's more of an orangey gold. Just mix in all the powder. There we go. I want some of the other ones to kind of show in places. There we go. So hopefully in the end we're going to be able to see hints of the red, hints of the deeper gold, and maybe even bits of black in places. Now I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to highlight the very, very tips of it with a bit of gilding wax, but I will dry it off properly first. Here's my gilding wax, which is a lighter shade again. So we're gradually lightening the colour all the time. Now, a little bit of this onto my applicator and just the tips. It does just lift it. Very subtle. Lovely. There we go. Doesn't that look opulent? Don't you agree? I think that's wonderful. Now, when I poured this, I don't think my desk was absolutely level. So one side of this is slightly thicker than the other. So I'm putting the thicker side, the thickest edge, to the bottom. Let's just join this together. So double-sided foam sheet, this is probably not as thick as foam tape, and also having been die cut, it is probably a little bit skinnier than it would heretofore have been. So there's a little tiny bit of the backing just here, trying to get that off. Otherwise, that's it. And there's the little bit here that hasn't come out. I'll get that out if I can. There it is on the back. Okay, excellent. That's good. Next thing I want to do, just a bit of glue stick, because I want to be able to just manoeuvre that into position. There we go. Just gives me a bit of slideability, but it doesn't stop the foam adhesive from working efficiently. Okay. I can slide it with that glue stick on, which is wonderful. Okay. That's ready to go into there. So if that is dry, we're going to stick it onto here with that, like a little cameo almost inside, and that can go onto our card base like that. Just wondering if I need to have a bit of fancy stuff around this. I may do. Let me just stick this down, and then to put this on, I'm going to use super thick Slap It On. Oh, been gluing the lid to itself as well. Okay. Use it out of this bit here. Okay. A little tiny bit has oozed out just there. So what I do with that is take a brush, just gently wipe it out. I decided that this was rather plain, the plain square, so I've cut a fancy one, a scalloped square. This is a Craft Addiction UK die. So I'm going to stick that onto there, then we'll pop the little cherub in the middle and the little heart, and we will be done. I'm just going to use a bit of tape runner on this piece. And I'll stick that in. Perhaps I ought to have stuck that on there first. Never mind, we will manage. Pop this onto here. Lovely. And this is going to go into the centre. Just take the backing off this. I think I'll put just a little bit of glue stick in case I don't get my first position where I want it. There we are. There we are. And here's the heart. Try and push it through to the back and then take off the backing. Very small. Oh, it's come off on my finger. That's a bit of luck. There's the heart. Okay, so we're just about there. I'm not going to put this onto foam tape because that is quite sturdy in any case, and this is not probably a card that would go through the mail easily without paying excess postage because of the depth of it. So can't very well put the glue on there, so I'm going to do it onto here as I did before. So, right, let's just pop this on. And we are done. So that, I think, is kind of cool. So I hope you enjoyed it. Really, really simple. If you don't have resin, you can simply use a die cut frame. Make a bit of fuss of it with some mica powder and gilding gum. And you've got a rather splendid looking card. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was quick. I hope you'll give a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Come back and see me very soon. Thanks for watching.